Hello everyone, how good of you to join and welcome back to Sleepy Hollow as we are quite nicely progressing through the ages. Once again, a quaint little capital and well, it's an exciting episode indeed. Lots of stuff that we have to do today, lots of stuff that needs to be done. The first thing that I would like to check real quick is my dock cleanse, because in my dock cleanse, after the latest upgrading, we actually are able, to have one more export office. And we do need that. It's really just that tiny export office that I would really like to get done here. And let's just see, we do have lots of space here in this little corridor that I could still use, of course. I mean, this might be a really, big one. We could also just have it here to finally connect those little branches there, and I think we're going to do that. And that's one more export office. Boom, there we have it, costing me a bit more on my little balance, but it should be fine. And I think it's looking really cute in here, that little docklands that we have. It's very labyrinth like, so yeah, very chaotic, but it's doing the trick. We have the problem here with the harbor area, of course. If I had the mod with increased harbor area, we might be able to build a bigger one, but I think it's over then soon with the docklands. Now, one thing that we have unlocked with that is finally one more trade contract. It's the last one, so we should have then 13. I can see that is not 13, that is 4, 8, 12. It's actually 14. Yep, but that's right, we have one for the docklands and 13 export offices. And this last slot here I would like to use for what is missing here. Well, it's the sausage. We're not using the sausage at the moment. I was actually putting it off last time when the pig heads were quite low. So now we have the sausages back here. They're after all an level epic trade good, right? So they also are 1.4 times more valuable when we use them for trading. Now the sausage is going to be used. I'm having a hard time really deciding on it. Bicycles is just way too expensive. Caoutchouc though might be possible, even though I'm really surprised at how expensive caoutchouc is as well. So it's not that easy to trade a lot of sausage there for that bit of caoutchouc. We're going to need that for the bicycles, and that's actually pretty important in that case here. I'm going to leave it open for now, but we will need to have this one because not only are we expanding with the engineers, right? We can still have quite a few more engineers like here in this glorious town. Nope, we can finally go for investors, and it's all about investors, the latest rage, the latest trend that we want to achieve here. And I think it's time right here in the center. Boom, our very first investors, and thus we have reached the age of big business. And boy, big business it is, because they're going to pay us handsomely, and they're also going to provide us with lots and lots of influence. And boy, we need a lot of them. So I can have the first ones here. Oh, we do get the first quest with that right away. An investor quest. And he was cavorting through the streets in his underwear. Goodness knows how he arrived at such a state of undress, but he must be stopped. What is going on? A madman is roaming the streets. So as soon as we upgrade to investors, we have madmans or a madman in the streets of Sleepy Hollow, and he should be somewhere over there. Alright, I'm blind. I cannot find this madman. It seems like he didn't spawn. I remember having this quest already once and had the same problem, so I don't know. It might be coming back later, and in that case here we still have 26 minutes, and it's a hidden reward, right? So it's not something that we could immediately go for. Let's continue with the upgrading. We still have some more investors now, and look at the money there. It's flowing in with more and more of these juicy investors. Over here we have, we actually have lots of workers that I could upgrade as well to artisans, and we should be doing that, of course. Actually, timber is the thing that's holding us back right now the most. My fleet, meanwhile, is also upgrading, so we have more ships available again. We still have, of course, another target at hand, right? And that is the Admiral's main island, Port do Sol. This one here has a share value of 2,800. If we can take this island, we can get all the shares at once, and that's a huge boost to our economy, to our income. Of course, between us and that, we have a few big baddies in the way. Actually, he's got 3 in this harbor area. He's got 4. That's going to be interesting, to say the least. We might actually purchase a share for 1 million. That's 3,000 that we get on top of that. let's just do this because there is nothing else where we could expand, right? Alonso is also looking at us, but he is by far not that valuable. Now back to my industry. We are also exporting sails at the moment, and for that I will need a few more. We don't have enough of them. We still have a bit of space here that I could use for, let's say for 2 additional sail makers. Very good that we just have now over here. And in this little corner there, in this little space that we have, it's still within the range of the marketplace. So let's just have another block of houses here. Nice little double road. And here, there is a bit of space still. Very, very precious. No idea if we should actually get rid of that. Right, so I might still be putting some more factories in here. In that case, for later. And about the farmers, what we can do now, finally, first of all, getting rid of that police station here. It's no longer needed in the city center. We do have quite a few police stations all around it now, right? So there is one. There is actually 2 very close together. Up here we have 2 close together. There is 1. So police stations we're fine now. And there we have finally the welfare. This pretty massive building we can now place in here. And there's the question of how we place it here, right? The problem is because I also would like to squeeze in my palace in this small area. The palace in the center makes a lot of sense because basically we can boost our whole city economy with that further. So I would like to actually do something. This is an alley, a 3-layered alley right now. Let's get rid of 1 road here. Down here it should be fine. So 2 layers are totally fine, right? And we can have then the welfare just in this corner here. Just like, let's just say like that. Alright, so there we have it. I think we should be having a warehouse close by. It's actually up here, the warehouse. It can reach the warehouse, but it's a bit further away. Unfortunately, I don't want to do anything else here, so let's just keep it like that. And of course, here we can then have more paved roads, so it makes more sense. Right, and behind it, we still have the lumberjack hut. Let's get rid of that for now. Or actually, let's get rid of that for good, because we certainly don't need it here anymore. There we're going to have a smaller road. And then we can squeeze in another micro palace, right? We already had a micro palace with the other challenge playthrough. And this time here, I could then squeeze it in like that. We have enough timber again. The welfare is going to stay for that. We could actually start with the construction of the welfare now, but I would still like to get a bit more, a few more investors into my town. We have actually a lot of upgrades to make, so the timber is a problem, right? What I can do is something that I haven't done in a while now. We could actually boost the timber productivity. It doesn't hurt us that much. 50% increase for the timber. And we definitely will, however, do need another lumberjack hut somewhere. Lucky us, we do have a bit of more space for the farms. So the sheep farms here, we don't need anymore. Let's get rid of them. Plus, they also consume grain from the silo. And I'm definitely able, yes, to squeeze in a lumberjack hut here for 90% efficiency. That's something. I think up here, we're still already using something. We have, I think I saw 70 there. There it is. There's 70% on this one. Perfect. We can use that. It's better than nothing. And it's just right between all the oil refineries. But it's still fine. So that's 2 more lumberjack huts that we can squeeze in on that single island. Unfortunately here, this would have been perfect. We cannot build anything. So in the mountain, unfortunately, that's not going to happen. The fleet is growing. Another addition. Another heavy warship is coming to the game. 27k on the balance. And another one is coming out. We do need to invest another 60 tons of timber then. I might actually do something that I haven't done, I think, ever before. Or actually, not for a very long time. And that is, I'm going to purchase timber from Archie. As much as possible, please. There is Archie already. So he should be trading. And he actually traded 100 tons of timber with us. Thank you very much, Archie. Very much needed. And with that, we can now do something. And that is start the welfare. Actually, let's have us a warehouse here. Right. This warehouse there is still for the clay pit that we have there. So I'm not going to get rid of that. And yep, I think it's time. Let's get the foundation going. There we have it in all its glory in the center. And we need to start now. Start phase 1. Costs me timber, workforce and cement. 500 tons, 500 farmer workforce. We have no space anymore, so squeezing in more farmers now is going to be more difficult than ever. Up here we still have a bit, even though it's not looking really beautiful, right? But it's something that we need to do in this case. And it's the last time that we are probably going to use farmers for good, because ultimately we want to get rid of as many farmers as possible. Also here we can still squeeze in 2 more, so that's fine. Let's build them and 140 farmers. We could also do something else, and that is degrade some of these buildings, or downgrade some of these worker residences. That gives me 10 farmers for each house, so we only need to do it for a couple of them, right? And that should be fine then, like those guys here. 50, and the remaining houses that we just built, they are now regrowing anyway, so then we should have all the people that we need for this one. The farmer population is stable for now, so that's a very good thing. We have provided all the farmers now for the World Fair monument. We could also have a look at some other stuff that's going around right now. So with the investors, we have unlocked a few new things, like the champagne, for example. Unfortunately, this is not the modded version of the game, so we don't have that many new additions. But still, the champagne might actually come in handy. I think the champagne cellar itself, we could produce a lot of champagne and have a new export good, right? We're already doing it with beer. Why not do it with champagne? The only thing we really need is wine or grapes. And in that case, Tobias. In that case, what we might need is down here. We need to switch the fish with the potatoes. Oh, and a new warship comes around, Hurled, as it's called. And yes, let's also upgrade some of those juicy warehouses. Some of them are really overloaded, like this one here. This one's actually fine. This one though is the important one, because it's also providing for the fish. And fish is, after all, still a precious export good that we have. 50% increase. We still have +3 farmer happiness, so they're still happy enough. They don't go on riots too often. And that's probably the only thing here. The pig heads we can actually reduce now, so we do gain a bit of happiness again. I don't think we have any pig farms anymore on the island. We still have one. There it is. There's the last remaining pig farm. And yeah, let's get rid of that. We don't need that. And those warehouses there, oh my goodness. Yes, let's upgrade them. We can actually do that. So let's just upgrade happily away. Now it's not the biggest of problems anymore. It used to be very expensive upgrading those warehouses. But with the amount of money we have now, it's really, really fine. There is another one that needs some upgrading. It's not important though to really upgrade all of them. Level up, level 44. That we are now as well. And Miss Hunt, what are you doing? She actually thinks she can take back the share. And I would forget. No can do. And there is also nothing here. 600,000. Alonso's share is 699,000. But I think we rather save for the next Admiral share for 1 million. Because that gives me a lot of value in return. Now, because we are still a bit too weak there, at least in my opinion, to really conquer an island here like Alonso's one, I still would like to wait for a few more ships to come in. We are going to send our main fleet to the old world, to the new world. Oh, and there is a, big baddie attacking right on site. This island is really annoying. Even though we have all the shares, she's still attacking us. But it's only a minor damage, especially against the heavy warships. So the fleet is now on the way to the new world, because we can still do plunder a bit, right?
Ship under attack.
Oh, Miss Hunt, she's got a big baddie on every island. And we just continue now up here.
Ship under attack.
There's another harbor area once again. There is also... Oh, look at that. Alonso. With some logs, we don't need that. Some schnapps, we don't need that. Wait, seriously, you're transporting logs and schnapps with a heavy warship? Oh, Alonso, you naive fool that you are. We just go over here and then we can finally leave this world.
Ship under attack.
Alright, adipose compounds and dunes, a 2-mass binding model. What? I've never heard of this quest before. An engineer requests plenty of tallow and quartz sand for her latest experiment. And we do need to have tallow and quartz sand in our inventory. We don't have that? We should have that. Tallow for sure, we have that. Perfect. Quartz sand, however, we don't. Not enough. Are we, by any chance, boosting these sand mines? Oh, we are already boosting them. I might just quickly turn off my glass makers. Like so. Do we have glass? We have a bit of glass in store. It's not a whole lot, a bit of it. And by the way, we have also another problem, and that is the sand. We still need a bit more sand in our area for the glass. Perfect, there is actually a tiny little spot here for a sand mine. Can we actually do 2 sand mines here? No, unfortunately we can't. Could do it like that.
Does it all step into place?
We can turn in the quest. What do we get out of it? A high-powered scope for ships. Attack range increased by 10%. Alright. At least here we can now have the sand mine. It should have a good connection though, right next to it. Where's the harbor? There's the warehouses. They're a bit further away, but it'll do. It'll do.
Under attack.
Once we have that, perfect. That ship is now back to the harbor area. And where's my main fleet? On the way still to the new world to destroy stuff over there once again. Very good. We also have a bit of more timber again, so I'm going to build another warship. I think a fleet of around 15 to 20 heavy warships will be quite fine. And we can continue with some happy upgrading. We need to be careful though, because for the next World Fair stage we do need 500 workers, right? So I cannot upgrade too many workers here. But I will definitely upgrade a few farmers than 2 workers. So I can be around 400, I think, before I need to really finish upgrading some workers here. So that's fine now. And then we can focus a bit on the artisan upgrades. There is another one to engineers that we can have. After all, we have lots of artisans here available. And engineers just pay so much more. It's beautiful. This whole block there. And perhaps just beside the school, those few artisans are now engineers. And yep, let's also have those here. Perfect. That's looking good. Another one here. For a beautiful town right beside the World Fair. Of course, that's ramping up my consumption for coffee, light bulbs and glasses then. And meanwhile, also my fleet has arrived in the New World. There they are once again. And let's just have a look of a bit of fun that we can have. There's actually a cargo liner that we could take out. Very good, we blocked it at the right amount of time, a right amount of moment. There's also a bit of oil, cotton fabrics, gold, coffee, nothing that I would need. So I only really care about some items, right? Everything else is just totally a waste of space. There's some pocket watches, we don't really need that. Even though of course it would be a nice little boost, but I would have to have a lot of that. Now my goal is actually to destroy a few islands. Actually, this island is destroyed. Very interesting. Someone actually destroyed this island here. Meanho or Meanyo. This one would be possible. That's also a rather smaller one. This is Alonso. Yep, the Altar of Gore. I think I'm not going to destroy the Altar of Gore, are we? The name is just so cool, but there must be something very special over there. So I think we're just going against Alonso this time. We stay in a good formation on this fine day. And there we are going in right away. There's no big baddie, fortunately, so we're probably only going to lose one ship. And only a normal ship of the line, which is totally fine. They do take away my influence that I could use on some heavy warships. And I would like to have more heavy warships, because heavy warships probably just going down. Or they take way more hits from big baddies as well. Those ship of the lines are doomed anyway. And they're usually also being focused by the cannons first. So that's not really something. We just need to be careful that there is no help coming in. Like this ship of the line over there is, yeah, it's thinking about that, I guess.
Fleet, prepare to fire.
There's a few more guns now. And there's the trading post down, and it's just the guns. But what I can see right now is there's also a smaller defense over there
A ship.
that we still need to attack a bit. And it's very important in this case here to get rid of all of the buildings, because every single drop of morale counts at the moment. Since this one here is, yeah, we probably will only need to take them one cannon down after all. Harbor Master Office. And two more of those fisheries. Oh! He's also trying something there. Actually, theoretically, he's at 0 now. But he's still not giving up, so we are going over there and try it as well. While that is happening, we should have some timber again. Let's continue building the next heavy warship. I would love to have another sail shipyard, but in that case, it's just not possible. I don't have the resources for that. And yep, very good. Also, the World Fair Monument, we can finish the first stage. For the next phase, however, we do need investors, more investors, right? So I would need to upgrade a few more of my fellow engineers to investors. And for that I do still need a bit more timber. We've, by the way, also unlocked the cigars now. Cigar, cigar, cigar. But I can't have that here, right? Nope. That's a new world building only. So unfortunately, no can do.
Ship
And we
under
continue
attack.
to the next one. And here we probably only really need to damage one of these cannons. That's down. Oh, come on. I don't want to lose that ship here, though. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much for that. Let's conquer the island. In that case here, we are conquering it. And I want to see what we have in store. We have 3 torpedoes, but that's it. Look at that. We have rats, cows, chicken, and goats.
Ship construction.
Alonso, are you serious? After all of this time, this is the best you cannot come up with? Chickens and cows? And a torpedo. This is very disappointing overall. Alright, the Altar of Gore. That is not a very good island. We are going to destroy it, of course.
Stations.
And we still have now that heavy warship Starfish here that probably cannot do another battle anymore. After all, it does still require now some healing. That's going to take a while. Especially since the heavy warship has lots and lots of hit points. We might actually be taking though this island here. This heavy warship can wait. Right, and the other ones are going right in now. Into this island there. There's nothing to destroy at the moment. By the way, that is looking really good as well. Meh.
Ship under attack.
Oh, there's also a clipper. But he didn't try to actually attack me now from the side. He was just here by chance, right? So, nothing really concerning. Yeah, and just look at how little damage a heavy warship takes. It's beautiful to watch. Unfortunately, those cannons are doing a real job there at taking damage, right? I think we might actually be losing that one though. Yeah.
Ship is destroyed.
This one is keeping repairing. It's a bit harder than I thought, to be honest, because those cannons are just not going down so easily. Oh, very good. But we've taken it. And we might just have a look at what we can actually loot from here. Ponchos and bricks.
I will not rest until it is returned to me.
Plantain. She has something for botanical gardens. That's something at least, because I definitely do want to have a beautiful big botanical garden.
An explosion in one of your
So we are just going to loot that here. There we have something for the town hall. Residence's happiness. Nope. And the plus 15% workforce we also don't need. So goodbye quietus,
Stations.
as this one is called. And I'm going to gather my fleet over there now. Once again, so they can always protect each other. And we also have an explosion. One of our oil refineries took fire and exploded. And it's taking a hit on my fellow farmers. So in that case, not the best thing to have the people actually living so close to the oil refinery. Because then we have this mass spreading of fire. But what can you do about it? We still need 400 more investors. That's getting tricky. Yes, let's have those guys here as close to the warfare as possible.
A competitor raised a settlement.
And that should be possible then now. Oh, come on, really? Those here.
You reached.
Perfect. And there we have reached the Metropolis, the city status for Sleepy Hollow. And this allows us now to finally start the next phase, phase 4. Reinforced concrete, steel beams and bricks, and 1,000 workers actually. Not the worst of things. So with we can now upgrade a few more farmers. We have 500 after all, so there we can still squeeze in a few more. Here we can still squeeze in a few more. That's helping out. And oh, Sean, I'm going to decline this one, and we're going to do our little ceasefire trick here, because he usually always
Let's up the ante.
Yeah.
You're right.
wants less money than before. With Anne, we're actually in a very good way. I shouldn't have said that. She hates me already. Alright, that's good. Trade rights for 9,000. We can do this. 75 reputation now with the pirate. For alliance, though, it's still not enough, right? So we still need to offer her more. That is Sean La Fortune, so nothing of a problem here. We could ask for a quest and do that, and thus raise our reputation. 2 more warships, and yep, 2 more on the way. We're still lacking a bit of workforce. We also have the plague in the city, so that's doing its job, and a bit of fire over there. And I actually, or most likely, would like to have my botanical garden somewhere in here as well. There we have a few more workers. Yeah, I really don't want to upgrade more farmers now.
A competitor's island is under siege.
Another interesting power shift in the new world. I think Alonso is down to only 1 island now. The Admiral is taking over all the islands from Alonso. Right, the next island here has been taken, and Alonso is now down to 1. So with all the different playthroughs, Alonso is always the weakest one so far, and there is really no chance for him to really get a go against the Admiral or Miss Hunt. We have reached 20,000 on the population, 30k plus on the balance. 2.8 million we have right now. Let's purchase some more shares. Yes, Alonso, thank you. You're not going to do that again. And from the Admiral, we can also purchase this share here. So that's another value that we can take in.
Explosion in one of your factories.
So money really is not a problem. What are we consuming right now? Reinforced concrete, steel beams and bricks. We have plenty of that yet. We're still, so nothing to worry about. That is fine too. How much does my palace cost me? 120 tons of windows. Miss Hunt, seriously? Stop it. You're not getting my shares. And
I will not rest until it is returned to me.
yeah, I'm not taking over your island. You don't have to worry about that. We actually have a positive workforce for the workers again. So we could also do something else now, since I don't need that many farmers anymore. I would like to have a smaller botanical garden somewhere here, right? So let's get rid of all of these farmers there. That was a bit of a damage to my population, but it should be fine overall. That is something we can do. And for the farmer population, we still have a bit of space over here. That's close enough to the marketplace. Let's keep this one here open for now. I think there we can still squeeze in 2 more. Perfect. He actually purchased... yeah, okay, that was the weaker share of the others. What is that? Oh, my fleet has arrived. And look at that, where are they? Right here, Calthral. This harbor is close. Perfect, and now we can get back home safely with some more items for the botanical gardens. So we're going over here, and right into the harbor area then again. Finally, also, the ruins are gone, so here we can now rebuild those houses. That's a bit of workforce coming in again. That was going on for quite some time now. Do we still have ruins? Oh my goodness, yes, this is also over now. Perfect, and over here the steelworks. And Dara actually was so stupid again to forget that they need a road connection. The glass makers we have to put on line again, of course, obviously. And the cannery needs some iron deposits or some iron ore. I think we're boosting them by 150 already, so that would be another trade that I need to do. Alright, so a couple of things here. We are using right now the goulash to come in and the brass. I could probably use factories for that. Everything else is the raw materials. The bread, we are not producing enough bread though for the fur coats, even though we have enough grain. And I think fur coats is something, yeah, we have plenty of that as well. And I can just use my soap for that. The work cloth actually is possible because we're not trading work cloth for anything right now. It has a higher level on here. So we can use the work cloth now for the iron ore that we need. But as I said, we are slowly reaching the limits of what's possible with one island, right? Also important here, since we are exporting canned food. Okay, we still need to trade 80 canned food for the first level up, and that's very important. Schnapps we're not trading at all right now, so that would be another option here. So we can still use schnapps for something. How is this loan looking? We need, yeah, actually I could trade a bit of schnapps there for coal. That's something for now. We don't need that much coal, but we still need to have a steady supply of that. And chocolate is running out anyway, so the schnapps is the important thing. And then there's the thing with the sales. We're getting in a lot of wool, so that's fine. And yep, another thing here is the sail makers, so we can still use them. Probably getting rid of both of these grain farms, as I really don't need that anymore. And then we just have another block of some sail makers here. And let's also upgrade those warehouses. That one here at least. Righto. Alright, we have all the resources, so it's now just a matter of time. And since we do have so many engineers still, I would actually be inclined to upgrade a few more to investors. So there we still have another block that we can go with. And perhaps also this row here. Perfect. So we're looking at our Sleepy Hollow quaint Metropolis. The newspaper guy wants something from us now, approval, and I think since we have now a really nice income, and that is not the biggest problem anymore that we have, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finally reduce the amount of income that we have for more negative consumption, right? So instead of 10% money, we are going with minus 20% additional consumption on top of what we already have. This is very important. We are only losing like 5k on the balance or 6k, so that's totally fine, totally manageable. We might actually still be able, yes, to purchase the next share right away. I might do it for this island. So there we have it, to 28k up there again. And with that, hopefully we are consuming even less than before, since we have now lots of investors and engineers. Consumption rates are through the roof. Terminus is once again under attack. They're both really crushing the Admiral at this point. So there's not that much he can do anymore about this, I think. I mean, 2 battle cruisers, that's not enough. They don't have enough firepower for that. Yeah, and she's already backing off again. That was a very stupid move here, Miss Hunt. And you're definitely going to lose at least one of them. And nope, we don't need battle cruisers. I don't think so. I think heavy warships are just much better. There is now 5 that have returned with a bit of loot. We have 4 more waiting. That means 9 battle cruisers in the harbor. And another one, we can now... Actually, let's commission 3 more. We have the influence for that. And by now... Oh, there's also another quest that I would like to do real quick. In the pastry section, a genius in a new city, a fruitcake. Can you help me out find my cousin? He's a huge, bold fellow who never parts from his spear. Unmissable. The pastry chef. Hopefully we get something out of that. The cook is exploring the market wearing a white capone.
Ship under attack.
So somewhere over here, I guess. And at the same time, the World Fair superstructure has finished. So that is the second last stage towards completion. We can finish it. And for the last stage, we need 3,000 investors. Kill me, please. 3,000 of that. Huge. That last stage is going to hurt us. It also needs lots of windows. We can upgrade more engineers, so let's do that here real quick. There we have them. We have the resources. And those 3 blocks there as well. Perfect. And I think, yep, we can start the phase now. But what do we need? Wood veneer and steam motors beside 1,500 artisans. Now the cool thing is we can now upgrade a lot of workers. And with them we get the artisan workforce. The problem though is that the steam motors, that's a really expensive thing. And we need to be very careful about that. Also, my investors are a bit unhappy. They would like to have a members club. The members club in itself is yet another very expensive building. How should we do that? First of all, I'm selling soap still. We have to stop this. I think we are also... Nope, the rest should be fine. We are getting way too much goulash at the moment. And how's it looking with our consumption rates now? Schnapps is totally fine. We need very high numbers here for the... Workload is full. Sausage is very good. Soap, of course we have higher production values now thanks to the propaganda that we are using. The fur coats is very minimal. And coffee is actually also very minimal. 5 per minute. That means, well, actually only a 100 coffee every time to buy us trades that we need. Right, so we really don't need a whole lot of coffee right now. We are trading 192 at the moment, so we are totally fine when it comes to coffee. And hello Archie, are you trading something with me today? It would be very much appreciated. Boy, we have very, very unhappy investors right now. That members club needs to come along. We have the school here, and I might actually build... Yep, I might actually build the members club over there. Or... that's a tricky one. Now, another thing is, while we wait on the next trades to come in, and while we wait on the next windows to come in, what we still need to do and still need to prepare is the steam motors, right? So steam motors, that's finally something we can do, and we have enough brass and enough steel, so actually all it needs is the motor assembly line, and well, with that, lots of factory, lots of people actually, and money. The cool thing is, well, electricity we have plenty of. And we do have a bit of space here. I think this is a really good location for the motor assembly line, right? Yep, I'm going to do this. We have the soap factory here. Let's have the 3 soap factories here. And let's get rid of all of them. Right, and this is a good spot here because we also have everything that we need. And as we can see, that's where it's really paying off now to have so many blueprinted soap factories, because we can still rebuild them again. Right, and let's have that steam motor factory. Oh, look at that. I might actually get rid of these roads here. We don't need them because those soap factories do have the connection up here. And I can actually squeeze in 2 of them. How beautiful is that? We could actually... No, that's not possible. Very close. Very, very close indeed. 2 of them. Beautiful. Let's build the first one. Very expensive buildings. Very good, so we actually have also some room to play around here for the windows. We have now lots of quartz sand available again. So looking at the quartz sand production, +3. So that means we can actually have some 2 more glass workers, and thus the whole row here has been completed. We're not even boosting them. Artisans are not happy though, right? So I'm not going to boost them. But we can have now 2 additional glass makers, perfect. And for the window makers, we have them down here. Okay, that's also not possible, but I can have 2 more window makers now at least working for us. And that's something I definitely would like to have. It's a tricky one though, because we have basically everything here covered with lumberjack huts. This is something I can do, and this is something I can do without hurting it too much. Let's also upgrade our warehouse there, and let's build those 2 window makers on top of it. Boy, we really should upgrade those trade posts here. This one especially, and this one, as it's very close to my production. Yep. Let's get rid of this one here to save a bit, and probably get a bit more efficiency out of it. Once again. So there we boosted the Windows production. For the artisans, we are going to need a lot of them. Actually, for the artisans, 1,500. That's going to be a tricky one. I think we will actually need to turn off some some production buildings. Now, while we wait on the rest and also more windows to come in and also the next heavy warships being built, I think it's time for a little botanical garden. So in that case, we still haven't done that yet, and I was actually saving a lot of items for our little garden. So we are only going to have one. We're not going to have a zoo, we're not going to have a museum. We are really just going to have the botanical garden now in this area that we have. Oh, it's just the ship probably passing by the harbor defenses from the Admiral down here. So over here, that's what we can do. There we can squeeze in a nice beautiful botanical garden. The entrance here, it's not going to be a symmetrical botanical garden, because otherwise I would have to get rid of way more farmer buildings, and I want to have it just at the end of this beautiful big avenue, right? So there we have that, and on the end of it, at the end of it, we have the botanical gardens just here. Alright, we also have the windows available for the members club. We can actually get rid of this police station here, because we have one here and one by the harbor. So having this space here is perfect for us, because we can squeeze in yet another school then. That school, actually, do we need that? Because what I can see right now is that we do have a school here already. I think that's fine. I think we actually don't need that. That one here, and we can get rid of this school. Perfect, without replacing it. I think we're fine with that. Yep. So in that case, we have a bit more space, and this space here is, of course, the beautiful big members club that we should be able to squeeze in just fine.
Ceasefire has ended.
There it is. And it's a very important building. We have minus 29 happiness on the investors right now. Let's build it. And how's it affecting it? Minus 20? Must be better than that, please. Still?
About a lick of paint once in a while.
Okay, that is bad. I thought it would be better than this. It's definitely all the investors here being affected, so that's fine. But the major problem here is now that we will have a problem if we don't provide happiness. Yeah, no idea. We might be needing another production chain soon. At least what we can see here is steam motors is now coming in. So that's a very important product that we have. We might actually, and this is for real, since steam motors is so valuable, we're going to build another one here. And what we can do is we could sell steam motors or export it then. And in that case, that might be an important option. Window makers cost me 100 artisans. I could, of course, deactivate all of them to get 800 artisans. We are not using windows for anything else other than the glass makers and the window makers together. Yes, that costs me something, of course. Might be the glass makers.
Withstood an attack.
Anyway, the steam motors are coming in now, more plentiful than ever.
Are starting to get sick.
So that's that. And I think ship-wise, it's looking really good for our next attack. That's our botanical garden. It's not looking like much, but it's all we can do because I, after all, still need a bit of more space for workforce. So of course we're making this a bit more beautiful by having a nice fence around it. So that is fortunately something that we can build. The fence going here and then all the way up there around our botanical garden. And then all the way, that's because of the coastline here, all the way down again. Not the most beautiful one. Fortunately, there's really not more. We need the workforce. I need to have a few more houses here. Right, and that's still fine for the marketplace and this marketplace. At least that's something here. Let's build the fence and let's build the garden itself. What a beautiful house, really. And in the back we can now build them. And let's just have a looky. We do have some nice items here available.
A competitor's island withstood an attack.
Actually, let's have the legendary item up here. Unfortunately, most of them are houses. There's not that much I can do here. And we can definitely have some flower beds though. Like that. And then also a temperate grove around it. As a bit of a separation. And over here we might actually have a smaller fountain. At least that's something. It's not much, but it's what I can do with the space that I have right now. Next up on the list, we still have the wood veneers. So that's another product that we need for the world fair. So the wood veneers, that's actually pretty interesting. There we have them. It's actually a new world production chain. But for now we can use it, and it does require logs. We need to be very careful about the log consumption that we already have, as I think, yep, it's a pretty high one at this point. Wood veneer, there we still have a bit of space that I would like to use. Let's have 3 of them. Maintenance cost is not that high. They actually cost me 150 engineers though. We don't have that many engineers at this point. 2 I'm going to build, and we will need to upgrade though quite a few people here. Right, so those guys, we need more artisans. That's a fact. Over here and here. And probably on the other side too. And we will definitely also need then to upgrade a few more engineers, or a few more artisans to engineers, like those guys there, to keep a balance. Let's have some upgrades there. And at this point I'm getting a bit nervous about the consumption rate of our city, right? So what we can see is that farmer and worker population is really at the limit. There's not that much more I can do. Captain Tobias has traded once again. Off he goes. At least that is something, and I think since we're consuming logs now, yes, we don't have that much here anymore. So I'm not going to export any more logs. That's a thing of the past. But what I can see is we're producing a lot of schnapps still. I think that coal is just really full. It is. So we can actually use this one here with the schnapps that we have to get us then, well, something new in that we need, right? Because, for example, actually we have pretty much everything. I think hops might be something, but the trade-off is not very good. But since hops is not very high, we will definitely need something new here. And how's it looking with the pig heads? 1,700 tons should be enough for now, hopefully. Okay, for my trading, which is very much limited now, so I can't trade that much anymore. What we're going to do here is a new trade, the final trade that we need, and that is the one for caoutchouc, because we do need something to keep people happy. It's very important at this point, and the penny farthings would be it. However, the penny farthings are so expensive. So let's just try and see. For 200, what do we get out of it? 100 penny farthings. We might actually try and see how much penny farthings we would consume. Okay, only -2. So that means only 40 penny farthings we need every 20 minutes. It's workable. Yes, we can do that. We can actually say 150 canned food for now. Right? And that should be perfectly fine for all of that what we need. The brass I can still keep. We can lower the brass though once I have enough steam motors. Yep, goulash is still fine as it is. I think we're also still getting way too much goulash, so I'm going to reduce this further. I think 250 will be perfectly fine there too, and save a bit on the beer. The coffee, very good, so we don't have to worry about that one bit. Coffee is absolutely fine. That is a problem. So the hops is a major problem here. I need to increase the purchasing of hops to 350, and I will continue to lower the fur coats to 200. That should still be fine, and also the grain a bit to 300 because we have enough grain, right, for the next trade. We're not consuming that much grain, so that should really be possible here. All right, it's time, I think, to finally upgrade a few more workers to artisans, like those guys over there, and perhaps also somewhere here, and those guys. I like the view of them. And perhaps here another block. So we do need the 1,500 artisans, and one more there. Perfect. Let's start the last phase of the welfare monument. There we have it. All of that has been consumed now. Also the 1,500 artisans. My workforce, I love that. Look at that. We have a city of 20,700 people, and we have no workforce available anymore for any of those areas. That's really cool. So this is pure optimization now to the lowest amount of, well, workers that we have. My fleet, I think we can use my fleet now finally to also start a new attack then on Alonso. I might embark my fleet now towards Alonso's main island. That is already under attack a bit here, at least by the admiral, as we can see.
Ship under attack.
Because of course we still would like to have the shares. Speaking of shares, I have lost one or two here and there, and we can also purchase the next 1 million share from Admiral, and the Admiral is really powerful at this point. His share value is at 3,000. Purchasing this one here gives me 3,000 on top of that, and we have a total share income of 21,000 at the moment. It's beautiful. I love the share game, being the investor myself. It's really fantastic. It's a good thing we haven't purchased shares from Alonso yet, because he's rather declining, right? His share value is absolutely stagnant, while the other ones are climbing and climbing. How's Miss Hunt looking? Actually, she's not that good either. So we lost share value here with Miss Hunt. She's under pressure by the Admiral. What is that ship doing here? Keep together. Stay tuned.